It's time. I'm going to share with you how we are traveling to see every state with our children before they turn 18, and why traveling as a family is so important and it gives your children life experiences that they will forever remember. Growing up, one of my favorite things, looking back as an adult, are the road trips that I took with my family. My mom and stepdad took us on many, many trips, and I was able to see a lot of states in comparison to some of my siblings. And it was such a blessing, and I have such fond memories about things that we've done, like when we've gone to Kansas and we went to Dodge City, or going to Navy Pier in Chicago, or going to a waterfall in Idaho. There are so many things that I look back on and remember and have great memories, and I want to give that to my children too. But as homeschoolers, traveling to see every state comes with an additional benefit. So, as we learn about history, science, nature, there are so many things that we can go and experience, and it's such a great joy to be able to do those things with our family. Now, is it expensive? Yes, but there are great ways to do it on a budget. So first I'm going to share where we've been so far and our latest trip, and then how we're doing it to be budget friendly. So we currently live in the state of California, and we can't really get to the East Coast easily, so that's kind of been our last place to go. But so far, we have been to Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Oregon, Idaho, Texas, Oklahoma. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that that's it for now. And it started out with, what can we drive to? And so while my children were younger, we typically had one trip a year, and we would choose somewhere new to go. So one year we went to Arizona, one year we went to Oregon, one year we went to Idaho, one year we went to Utah, so on and so forth. So this year we went to Texas on one trip, and then we went to Oklahoma on another. So we've realized our kids are getting older and we need to start knocking out more states and putting a focus on budgeting for that. So one of the ways that we travel on a budget is that we use our hotel rewards points. Now, we're not big advocates of living on a credit card. Anything that we spend, we make sure that we have that money in our checking account so that we can immediately pay it back. And I don't want to encourage other people to do that, but we greatly appreciate the reward system that is on our flights card and our hotel card. So we pay for everything on those cards, and by doing so and paying it off immediately after we spend it, we earn points. So part of our hotel stays are always free, if not completely free. It just depends on how long the trip is. And then we have resolved to just fly on budget airlines, and that is not for everybody, but for us it is great. Our trip to Oklahoma cost $175, I believe, round trip for all 5 of us to fly from Las Vegas to Oklahoma. And that was such a great privilege for us. So affordable as a family. I'm able to take money out of our grocery budget, money I earn, set it aside in order to go do that. And while we were there, I'm going to share some of the things that we did and why we loved it so much. And then we're going to continue this as we visit new places. This year we'll be also visiting Colorado and Wyoming, and then I think that that's it for this trip. Oh, and Arkansas. We'll be visiting Arkansas too. So we'll share those trips with you this year. But as for airlines, we went with Frontier. They have a really great reward system, and even though you have to pay for your luggage, we went ahead and went on Amazon and bought these $19 backpacks for each of the kids. They fit in their personal item, that's free, and we are able to fit a week's worth of clothes for each of us in our bags, and we each get a bag to carry on with us that's free. It's called their personal item, and that worked out wonderful for us. I'll link it in the description. Now, here is what our trip to Oklahoma City looked like. So many great things to experience there. A lot of nature, a lot of beauty, a lot of history. Their science museum there is so much fun. That is one of the places we had the most fun with. If you can get something called the ASTC reciprocal membership, so worth it, because there are science museums and other museums across the United States that we get to go to for completely free while we're on vacation, and that is an incredible blessing to be able to just know wherever you go, if it's a big city, you're going to probably have something that you can do. And then for rental cars, we're very blessed. My husband's company does give a discount for personal use rental cars, so that really helps. If we stay in a big city where we can either just Uber or take a bus from the airport to our hotel and walk in the downtown areas, then we'll avoid a rental car. But if not, we just go ahead and get a rental car, and these are all things we prepare for and budget for ahead of time. So let's go see what our trip looked like while we went to Oklahoma. So while we were on vacation, we had the privilege of booking it down to Texas to go see my family that's there. And we were able to do 4th of July with them, and that was an absolute incredible blast. Fireworks there are much better than they are where we live now. So there's a little bit of my husband and cousin's husband putting on a fireworks show for our families. It was super fun. That's also another great joy when it comes to traveling, is being able to go see family. Then we went to the Science Museum in Oklahoma City the next day. The girls got to try laying on a bed of nails, and these nails come up, and my kids thought it was crazy. They were like, it hurts a little bit, but not too bad. So that was another great, fun experience for us to enjoy. If you are in the Oklahoma City area, definitely go check that Science Museum out. It's so fun. Then we went to something called Frontier City in Oklahoma City, and that is their Magic Mountain. It's small, but still has a good amount of things to do, and the kids had such a great time there as well. And back at the Science Center for the second day after church on Sunday, we went back, and they had this fun little excavation site for the kids to use some miniature heavy equipment. So that was also a great time. And then the kids, while at the Science Museum, got to try riding a Segway, and it was so funny. One of the things I loved there is that they weren't just like, oh, you're too little, to my 4-year-old, but instead she's like, here, just hop on and I'll pull you around. We got to enjoy some wonderful rainstorms while we were there. And then back at the Science Center, we experienced just some different exhibits that they had that were so fun. Here my kids are having a picture taken, and then they move away from the wall and they're able to see their shadow. Hopefully we caught it on the camera where you guys can see it too. And that was such a fun and great time. They have lots of exhibits there. There's a picture of Piper. Here's some more of the beautiful clouds we saw there. We got to see lots of nature, experience a mini tornado in there, build and create in some of their different labs. We got to try food that we don't have back home and enjoy it together as a family. I hope this encourages you to get out there with your family and try new things. I also just want to add that if you're a larger family, we have 3 children, 2 adults, so only 5 people. I know that it can get more expensive, but there are really creative ways. If you have, we can only take a couple days off at a time with the type of work that we do, and so it's harder to go for a long period of time. But road trips are a great alternative to flying, and that's what we did while my children were younger. We would take a couple days off in a row, maybe have a week's worth of time, and just drive and go and see things. And that's what I did growing up. We only flew a handful of times when I was a child. So road trips are so great, and in each city you can mark and find things that either show, something environmental, science-wise, history-wise, or even just for fun. We've got Magic Mountain season passes, and so a couple of the states that we've gone to, we've been able to go to Six Flags, and that's also been wonderful. And it's such an encouragement to go and see what is out there, because there's so much more than just the little towns that we live in. And for us, being able to go to church in the areas that we're visiting and worship with other believers has also been really, really fun and a great time. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Be encouraged that you can step out and do things that you never thought you would do before. You can save for them, you can budget for them, you don't have to go into debt in order to have great experiences. That's it for this vlog. We'll see you next time, and in a few weeks we'll be traveling and seeing Arkansas, sharing with you what that's like, and then we'll also be going to Colorado and Wyoming this year, and look forward to sharing all the great things that we find for homeschoolers to do in those states. Bye.